I've worked with hundreds of people over 60 rebuilding leg strength. And here's what I've learned from physical therapists and research. Leg strength can be restored faster than most people think. But here's the problem. Leg weakness is silent. It's progressive. Most people don't notice until it's already affecting their life. Stairs become challenging. Getting up from a chair requires pushing off with your hands. The fear of falling becomes constant. And slowly, independence slips away. This doesn't have to be your story. If standing from a chair feels harder than it used to, if your legs feel weak after a short walk, if you avoid stairs because they exhaust you, you're not alone. And this isn't just aging. Here's what most people get wrong. They think leg strength is gone forever after 60, or that you need a gym to rebuild it. Both are false. The truth is this. Your muscles respond at any age. Leg strength can be restored. And these 5 exercises prove it. I'm going to show you 5 exercises. Rank from good to essential. Number 5 is effective. Number 1 is a game changer. Each one targets a specific weakness most people over 60 have. And the last one, it's the one physical therapist used to test if someone will stay independent. Before we start, quick question. Can you stand from a chair without using your hands? Comment yes or no below. Let's see where everyone's starting from. Let's start with number 5. This one rebuilds the foundation. Exercise number 5. Seated knee extensions. This is where leg strength rebuilds from. This is a foundation. Most people skip this because it looks too simple. That's a mistake. This movement wakes up muscles that have gone quiet. Research shows that quadricep strength declines 30 to 40% after 60. That's the muscle on the front of your thigh. And weakness in this muscle means difficulty with stairs, standing, and walking. Clinical studies prove that seated extensions restore strength safely. Physical therapists use this exercise after surgery for a reason. It works, and it's safe. Your quadriceps does the work of standing, walking, and climbing. When it's weak, everything becomes harder. This exercise isolates and strengthens that exact muscle. And because you're fully supported in a chair, it's safe. Here's what happens if you ignore quad weakness. Stairs become intimidating. Chairs require you to push off with your hands. Walking distances shrink, and your fall risk increases dramatically. This exercise prevents that. Here's how to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back supported, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Slowly extend your right leg straight out in front of you. Lift your foot off the ground. Straighten your knee as much as feels comfortable. You don't need to lock it. Just extend it. Hold this position for 2 to 3 seconds at the top. You should feel the front of your thigh working. That's your quadriceps engaging. Then lower your foot back to the floor with control. Don't just drop it. Control the descent. That's 1 repetition. Do 10 repetitions on your right leg. Then switch to your left leg. 10 repetitions. Complete 2 to 3 sets on each side. Rest 30 seconds between sets. Now here's how to optimize this. Don't lock your knee at the top. Keep a slight bend. This protects the joint. If this feels too easy, add ankle weights. Start with 1 to 2 pounds. You can progress from there. If it feels too hard, extend your leg only halfway. Partial range still works the muscle. Build up to full extension over time. Focus on slow, controlled movement. Speed doesn't matter. Control does. Squeeze your thigh muscle hard at the top of each rep. That's where the strength builds. Do this exercise 3 to 4 times per week. Consistency is what creates results. Seated extensions rebuild the front of your legs. They create the foundation for everything else. But there's a muscle most people completely ignore, and it's the reason so many people lose balance. That's exercise number 4. Exercise number 4. Standing calf raises. This one protects against falls. And most people never think about it. Your calves are your body's shock absorbers. When they're weak, every step becomes unstable. Most people never train them after 60. That's why falls happen. Ankle strength directly correlates with fall risk. Weak calves mean poor balance on uneven surfaces. Research shows that calf training reduces fall incidence by 40%. Balanced studies cite calf strength as a critical factor in staying upright. Here's why this matters. Your calves control ankle stability. Every step you take requires your calves to engage. Weak calves mean wobbly ankles, and wobbly ankles mean falls. Strong calves create a stable base, and a stable base gives you confidence. Weak calves don't announce themselves. You just start feeling less stable. Stepping off curbs feels risky. Uneven ground becomes scary. You hold on to things more than you used to, and one stumble can change everything. This exercise fixes that. Here's how to do it. Stand near a wall or counter where you can lightly touch for support. You're not leaning on it, just having it there for balance if needed. Place your feet hip-width apart. Stand tall with your weight evenly distributed. Now rise up onto your toes. Lift your heels off the ground as high as you comfortably can. Push up onto the balls of your feet. Go as high as possible. Hold this position for 2 seconds at the top. Feel your calf muscles working. That tightness in the back of your lower leg is the muscle engaging. Then lower your heels back down slowly. With control, don't just drop. The lowering phase builds strength too. That's 1 repetition. Do 12 to 15 repetitions. Rest for 30 seconds. Then repeat for 2 to 3 sets total. Now here's how to optimize this movement. Keep your knees soft. Don't lock them. A slight bend protects your joints. If this feels too easy, try the single leg version. Lift 1 foot off the ground and do calf raises on just 1 leg. This dramatically increases the difficulty. If it feels too hard, hold on to your support surface more. Use both hands if needed. There's no shame in using support while you build strength. Full range of motion matters. Rise as high as you can. Lower as far as you can. Don't shortcut the movement. And don't rush. Control beats speed every time. Think slow and deliberate. Your muscles respond to tension, not momentum. Progress to doing these with no hands over time. That's the goal. But use support as long as you need it. Calf raises protect your balance from the ground up. They give you stability with every step. But there's one area most people completely neglect, and it's the number 1 reason people struggle with stairs. That's number 3. Exercise number 3. Step-ups. This is a stair strength builder, and it's more important than most people realize. Walking is horizontal. Life is vertical. Stairs, curbs, getting into cars. Step-ups train the exact movement you actually need, and most people never do them. The British Journal of Sports Medicine published a study that changed how we think about stairs. Stair climbing ability predicts longevity. People who can climb stairs without difficulty have a 50% lower mortality risk. 50%. Step-up strength is a functional independence marker. Physical therapists use this movement to assess leg power, because if you can't step up, you can't navigate the real world. Here's what step-ups do. They mimic stairs, but in a safer, controlled way. You choose the height. You control the pace. They train 1 leg to lift your entire body weight. This builds power that walking simply doesn't provide. And they strengthen your glutes, quads, and stabilizers all at once. People who avoid stairs lose the ability to climb them. Your body adapts to what you stop doing. Leg power declines faster than endurance. And when power goes, everyday tasks become impossible. Independence shrinks. This exercise reverses that. Here's how to do it. Find a stable step. 6 to 8 inches is ideal. The bottom stair in your home works. A sturdy box works. Just make sure it doesn't move. Place your entire right foot on the step, not just your toes. Your whole foot, flat and secure. Now push through your right heel to step up. Lift your body using only that right leg. Bring your left foot up to meet your right. Stand fully on the step. Then step back down with control. Left foot first, then right. That's 1 repetition. Here's the key. Don't push off with your back foot. The top leg does all the work. If you're pushing off the ground, you're cheating the movement. Let the leg on the step do everything. Do 6 to 8 repetitions on your right leg. Then switch. 6 to 8 on your left. Complete 2 to 3 sets. Now here's how to optimize this. Start low. Even 4 inches works if you're just beginning. The movement pattern matters more than the height. Use a railing or wall for balance if you need it. Safety first. Balance second. Strength will follow. Progress by increasing the step height gradually. Add 1 inch at a time. Slow and control beats fast and sloppy every time. If this feels too hard, use more hand support. Hold a railing with both hands. Let your arms help. Over time, you'll need less assistance. If it feels too easy, add a pause at the top. Hold for 3 seconds before stepping down. This increases time under tension. Or increase the height. Or, eventually, hold light weights. Step-ups build the power to move vertically. They prepare your legs for real life. But there's one exercise that does something most people forget. It teaches your legs to work together. And it's more important than people realize. That's number 2. Exercise number 2. Wall sits. This one builds endurance and knee protection. And it does something most leg exercises don't. Most leg exercises are about movement. This one is about holding position. And that's exactly what your legs need to stay strong all day. Not just for one moment, but for hours. The Mayo Clinic found that quadriceps strength is the best predictor of knee health after 60. Isometric exercises like wall sits build tendon strength, and tendon strength equals joint protection. Studies show wall sits reduce knee pain in 60% of participants. This isn't just about building muscle. It's about protecting the structure around your knees. Wall sits create sustained muscle tension. This builds both strength and endurance. It protects your knees by strengthening the support structures around them, and it trains your legs to handle prolonged standing and walking. Here's the risk if you ignore this. Weak quads put 4 times more stress on your knee cartilage. That's why your knees ache even when you haven't done anything strenuous. The cartilage is wearing down, and once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Pain becomes constant. This exercise protects against that. Here's how to do it. Stand with your back against the wall. Walk your feet out 1 to 2 feet from the wall, hip-width apart. Now slide your back down the wall until your knees are bent. You don't need to go to 90 degrees to start. Even a 45-degree bend works. Keep your back flat against the wall. Your feet should be flat on the floor, and your knees should be directly over your ankles, not push forward past your toes. Hold this position for 15 to 30 seconds. Build up over time. Breathe normally. Don't hold your breath. When your time is up, slide back up the wall slowly. Stand up. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds. Then repeat. Do this 3 times total. Now here's how to optimize this. Start shallow if you need to. A 45-degree knee bend is perfectly valid. You'll progress to deeper angles over time. Breathe normally throughout the hold. Holding your breath creates unnecessary tension and raises blood pressure. Keep breathing steady. Keep your knees aligned with your toes. If they're caving inward, you're putting stress on the joint. Push them slightly outward. Burning in your thighs is good. That's the muscle working. Sharp pain in your knees is not. If you feel sharp pain, stand up and adjust your position. Progress by going deeper or holding longer. Your goal is eventually 45 to 60-second holds at a 90-degree angle. But that takes time. Start where you are. Wall sits build the endurance your legs need to last all day. They protect your knees from wear and tear. But there's one exercise that separates those who stay independent from those who don't. Doctors use it as a test. Physical therapists call it the gold standard. This is number 1. Exercise number 1. Sit to stand. Also called chair squats. This is the exercise. If you can only do one exercise for leg strength, this is it. Because this movement equals independence. Can you stand from a chair without using your hands? That question predicts your next 10 years. Clinical assessments use sit-to-stand as an independence marker. The 30-second sit-to-stand test predicts fall risk, hospitalization likelihood, and the ability to live independently. People who can do 10 or more reps have significantly lower mortality risk. This isn't just exercise. This is a life metric. Every day you sit and stand dozens of times. Chairs, toilets, car seats, beds. This exercise trains that exact pattern. When you can do this easily, life stays manageable. When you can't, independence ends. This is the line. On one side, you stand up easily and you stay independent. On the other side, you need help, assistance, and loss of control. Once you can't stand without using your hands, that's the beginning of decline. Nursing home admissions often start here. This exercise keeps you on the right side of that line. Here's how to do it. Sit at the edge of a sturdy chair. Your feet should be flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Start with your arms crossed over your chest. That's the goal position. If that's too hard right now, you can use your hands. Place them on your thighs or on the armrests. Use as much support as you need. Lean forward slightly. Bring your nose over your toes. This shifts your weight forward and makes standing easier. Now push through your heels. Stand up. Use your legs. Stand all the way up until you're fully upright. Then slowly lower yourself back down. With control, don't collapse into the chair. Control the descent all the way down until you're seated. That's 1 repetition. Your goal is 10 repetitions without using your hands. But start wherever you are. If you need hands, use them. You'll progress over time. Do 2 to 3 sets. Rest between sets. Here's your progression path. First, use your hands to push off the armrests. Full support. Then, place your hands on your thighs for partial support. Then, use just your fingertips for a light touch. Finally, cross your arms over your chest. No support. That's the goal. Don't collapse into the chair on the way down. Control matters. Breathe. Exhale as you stand up. Inhale as you sit down. If this is too hard, start from a higher surface. Add a cushion to the chair. Height makes it easier. If it's too easy, hold a light weight, or slow down the tempo, or add a pause at the bottom. Test yourself monthly. Count how many reps you can do in 30 seconds. Track your improvement. This exercise is everything. It's not about fitness. It's about freedom. Every rep is a vote for your independence. Master this, and you stay in control. Those are the 5 exercises. Rank from foundation to essential. Now, let me show you how to put them together. Let me recap the 5 exercises. Number 5, seated knee extensions. This builds your foundation. Number 4, standing calf raises. This protects your balance. Exercise number 3, step-ups. This builds power for stairs. Number 2, wall sits. This creates endurance and knee protection. And number 1, sit to stand. This is independence. Each one serves a purpose. Together, they rebuild complete leg strength. You don't need to do all 5 every day. Here's how to structure your routine. 3 to 4 times per week. Pick 3 exercises per session. Rotate through them, but always include number 1. Sit to stand is non-negotiable. Total time, 15 to 20 minutes. Consistency beats intensity. Here's what to expect. In weeks 1 and 2, movement feels easier. Your muscles wake up. By weeks 3 and 4, you'll notice real strength gains. The exercises get easier. Between weeks 6 and 8, functional improvements show up. Stairs feel manageable. Standing feels natural. Walking feels strong. After 3 months, significant leg strength is restored, and your confidence returns. Your legs are not done. Strength can be rebuilt at any age. These 5 exercises prove it. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need consistency and the will to stay independent. Start today with exercise number 1. Test yourself. Can you do 5 sit-to-stands without using your hands? Comment your number below. Let's see where you're starting from. Then come back in 30 days and test again. I guarantee you'll be stronger. If you found this helpful, hit the like button. Subscribe for more exercises designed for people over 60. And watch the next video on balance exercises that prevent falls. Your legs carried you this far. Now it's time to make sure they carry you forward. You've got this. Take care of yourself.